Alright, this will be part two of assembly of the hand pump body and bearings. The camera shut off on us, but we'll show you the homemade stand that we're going to use for the bearing or the steering housing while we're putting it together to hold it up off the table. Just a butter dish that Dad he made a hole and they cut slits into it, hold it like a straw in a drinking cup. And then just slide it down in there all the way and it'll hold it pretty steady. Okay, next he's going to put in, it's called the bearing housing, but there's really no bearings in it. He's got a pin, it's a pump link pin that goes into that housing and sets down into the shaft on the inside of the steering housing. Again, lots of lube. I love that lube. Let's see now, we're gonna
this guy here has to go in first.
Okay, he's putting in the pump link. He said it has to go in first. It has a pin that goes across so that it engages into
That's flat on the ends.
the steering shaft, and you'll know that pin because it's flat on both ends where it slides down into the steering shaft on the coupler. Now he's putting in what they call the bearing assembly. And these are tight tolerances, so it has to be lined up perfect to go in. He's trying to get out the plate, the spacer. The parts are sitting here ready to go together, and the spacer was stuck to the pump itself. That's how tight the tolerances are. Dry. The metal is dry, and the two pieces just stuck together. Now he's trying to get the another pump link pin in, and this pin will engage the pump itself. Okay, the parts that he's putting in his pump, it's called the rotor set. And when you take it apart, try to figure out a way that you can keep the set together the way that it came out. We were able to tell how it came apart by the rust, where the rust pitted the metal. We could tell exactly how it came apart. Now we've taken these parts and we cleaned them first with mineral spirits to get as much crap off of them as we can. And then we cleaned them again using Scotch-Brite and knocked down as much of the stuff as we can. The Scotch-Brite doesn't hurt the metal, but it'll scrape off the residue from the rust. And then we got 1000 grit sandpaper, wet dry, and wetted it with hydraulic fluid and polished a little bit more on the faces of the pieces. And then when we got that fairly polished, then we took wet dry 2500 and polished it a little bit further.
Okay, all of the holes are lined up.
Okay, he's got all the holes lined up,
To
and
put
he's just
this
using that to
top cover on.
he's using that to hold it in place while he puts the spacer on. Or it's actually called the boot seal. You put that around the rotor, and that's the outside seal that has a plastic or a rubber ring in it, and then the outside ring is metal. And they call the outside metal a retainer.
Now this is the retainer and this is the
Seal.
rubber seal.
Now the good thing about this is that these steering systems have been used through a number of different tractors. The parts that we bought, I think, were for a 586 or something.
656.
656, okay. So the parts have been used through a number of different systems, so it makes them available. You just have to do a little bit of creative research. The part that he just put on is called the pump cover, and there's these are 5/16 inch, 18 by 1 3/4, 5/16 inch, 18 thread, 1 3/4 long. There's 5 of them, or no, they're grade 5. I'm sorry.
There's 7.
There's 7 of them.
Some models have a different, like 5 or 1 style. See down there?
Yeah.
But the model we've got, all of them are the same.
Yeah, this is the same one here.
Okay, that's pretty much it.
We don't have the torque specs on these. You can probably look in about any mechanic's book and see what a 5/16 would torque down to. But it's basically a finished assembly now. All that's left is to put the seal on the top when we go to put it on the tractor. And the steering wheel would go on, and then this hex nut, or this nut. So that completes the assembly of the hand pump for the International 3444. Next will be painting the divider valve and the what's that other valve? I can't think of it. We'll be painting the other two valves that go down in the body of the tractor. So come back and join us for I believe that'll be part 5, I think, or well, this might be part 5. I'll have to wait and see when we put them on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Watch us get through our turmoil with our heavy equipment. Thank you.